Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of St. Joseph's Prep Lacrosse here on WSJP, where today the Hawks of St. Joseph's Prep travel to LaSalle College High School to take on the Explorers. I would say that this is definitely the biggest lacrosse game of the week, possibly the month, maybe of the whole year in the state of Pennsylvania. You can debate how you would like to. I'm Ryan Sullivan here for your pre-game coverage alongside Mike Livingston of Carroll Sports Media, a senior going to Missouri next year, also working with Philly Sports Digest, Philly Lacrosse, also writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer. Mike, how are you feeling about today's game?
Feeling like it's going to go the same way it's going for the past
Really?
25 years.
That's how we're feeling?
I mean, has St. Joe's Prep given us any reason to believe otherwise?
All right. Well, you are. I don't remember who it was who said it the other day. It might have been Tommy Duffy, who said that it doesn't really seem much like of a rivalry.
It's not
this lacrosse game. It's a lacrosse series that the Prep has been. The Prep not winning a game against LaSalle for the past 10 years. That changed that here today. The Prep was one of the best teams that we have seen in recent years, but LaSalle definitely no different in greatness. Lots of committed players. We'll get into it as we get closer to the game. But, Mike, let's talk about the Prep this season. What have you seen from them so far?
The Prep, they're a team year after year. You look at them, they look tough, they play hard. They play with that swagger that these top teams in the area, top teams in the nation play with. And I think sometimes they really can make a fool out of me and you, because year after year we come in with the same expectations for them to compete with LaSalle, to compete in the area, to compete in state playoffs. But year after year, we see it again and again. St. Joe's Prep cannot win the big game against the big team, and we've seen it every year against LaSalle. We saw it last week against Springfield, 13-3 loss. Okay, you're going to go out there and beat Bonner Prendy, who hasn't won a PCL game in 10 years now, 20-0. Okay, you're going to go out there and beat Archbishop Wood 19-1, Archbishop Carroll 19-2. You're going to go out and smoke all these Catholic League teams. Okay, these teams have not had a college recruit in years. These teams have not competed at any level in the area in years. I understand there's a lack of parity in the Philadelphia Catholic League, but it comes to a point where you have to prove that you're on a certain level, and St. Joe's Prep has not been able to do that for many years, and I don't think they're going to do it again this year.
All right, well, we will get into our predictions a bit later, but you're saying that the Prep can't really win those big games, and obviously, the Prep, they did get a big win in the beginning of the season against Garnet Valley. We were on WSJP for that. It was a great game, but unfortunately, a big loss to Springfield, 13-3, the one that kind of got, I'd say, Prep fans not too excited for the future. Obviously, I don't know if you saw any film for that game, but, based off the score and kind of what you were hearing, what did you think about that performance from both teams?
Well, you come in and it's your typical public versus private rivalry you see, which becomes a really big topic of conversation in local lacrosse and Philly lacrosse and in the entire nation when it comes down to it. Public school teams are never seen in the same light as the privates, and privates are always seen with the upper hand. So you come into this and you see St. Joe's Prep with maybe a natural upper hand, but Springfield's the better team. Springfield is what Springfield is. They're a team that's going to compete with Radnor for a state championship this year in the Central League, one of the most dangerous public teams in the area. But the Prep, once again, struggled against a top team in the area, a top team in the Mid-Atlantic region, and I think it all comes down to the same issues. It's lack of possession, lack of face-off wins, and you're not able to jump on your competition early. That's what the Prep, I believe, has struggled with in those big games.
Yeah, and I think that nobody would debate you on that. But LaSalle, before we get into this one, obviously the captain's going to midfield at the current moment in time. But, we've talked a lot about the Prep here so far. LaSalle, what have you seen from them this season?
Well, LaSalle is a team, obviously, who once, just like Prep, you're competing in the Philadelphia Catholic League. You have the disadvantage of having to go against all these subpar teams throughout your league schedule. But they're a team that came out this year, competed with the number one team in the nation at the time, Malvern Prep, lost by just 3. Competed with the number 2 team in the area, Haverford School, lost by 1. They competed with some of the best teams in the area. They've pulled out a couple really nice wins. And I think LaSalle's on a different level than they've been in years past. I think they can surprise some people come the PIAA playoffs.
So just on the record, you think this is the best LaSalle team we've seen in years?
I think this is one of the best LaSalle teams we've seen since Matt Rambo.
And what about the Prep? Where do you rank this team?
I think it's another year of the Prep.
All right. Well, I guess make that as you will as a viewer of the audience. But, Mike, let's get into the predictions before we get into the actual game. What's your final score prediction?
You go 14-7 Prep. I mean, LaSalle. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I had Prep on the mind there for a second.
Based off what you were saying, I was like, oh, wow. But I will go 13. I'll go 13-9. I'll go 13-9. I will, unfortunately for the Prep viewers, I will take LaSalle to win this game. But, Mike, we will see you at halftime. Thank you so much for joining at WSJP. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me Instagram, by Mike Liv, X, Liv_tweets, Philly Lacrosse, Philly Sports Digest, Philly Football News, and pretty much anywhere at this point.
All right. Well, Mike, we'll see you at halftime. We're going to get Dom on here. Thank you for joining. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll be doing the national anthem at the current moment in time, so we will be back after that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For today's broadcast, I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by my color analyst, Dom Campanaro. Dom, we're back at it again. We've been on pretty much every lacrosse game this year. Well, I mean, minus the Springfield game, it was just me, but for pretty much every lacrosse game, it's been us two. We're back at it again. How we feeling?
You know, when you're with the two best lacrosse high school analysts in the state of Pennsylvania, you know, you're sure to get an incredible game here, you know. We got two of the best teams in the PCL. It's going to be nothing but a nail-biter the whole way through, I bet.
All right, and before today's face-off, we would like to shout out the Headstrong Foundation, improving lives, affecting cancer. That is what the action is brought to you by here today. Make sure you guys donate over there, as it is for a good cause. Your money will be going to a great cause. But Dom, for today's action, how we feeling? You just mentioned it, two of the best teams in the PCL. This is just going to be an incredible game. We're here for it. Break it down. How do you think this one's going to go?
Well, obviously, I expect nothing less than an incredible matchup through the whole way. Obviously, we've seen the prep. They had the grit for this game. You know, we were on Instagram Live, Ryan. We're talking to all the players. They know what they're going up against. They know what they want. They want to win. You know, you had Keegan Dunn's running out right now. He's like, oh, I'm going to get a shutout. But we'll see, though. I'm telling you, this is our team. You heard Mike Livingston earlier. You know, it's probably the best team in since Matt Rambo. And, you know, it's been some time, but we'll get underway here at tip-off.
Here we go. Well, face-off.
Face-off,
You hear the student section. You hear the crowd. Here we go. And now, the face-off. James McDermott for St. Joe's Prep. We saw Nick Cunningham against Springfield. Here we go. Face-off one there by LaSalle, one by Christian Peterman. And here we go. LaSalle starting off. James McDermott trying to check there. There's a shot on goal. Nice save there by Keegan Dunn. Shot there by Kuriger, who is committed to Loyola. Here's Strakush. Take it in transition to Nick Cunningham. Cunningham to Flynn. Shot. Goal! Dom Flynn gets things going for St. Joe's Prep. What a start.
We talk about the youth stepping up there, and there you go. Dom Flynn, the starter here, the sophomore. You know, he had an injury. He's responding right back at it. He scored right away, and that's a big, big play there by St. Joe's, and they are going to capitalize. You know, it was just exactly what you expected. You expected all momentum there to go to LaSalle, and Prep turned it over. Prep got the ball, got the cross ball back, and they responded perfectly.
That's what the Prep needed. Get the momentum, get the crowd going. Once again, face-off going to be won there by Peterman. And now he will take it all the way up, and LaSalle try to get in at Peterman. Shot on goal. It is good. LaSalle responds right away.
And Ryan, I wanted to start off with the face-off once again. You know, that's something we're going to be watching all day. How James McDermott can respond to this. You know, he's obviously a great face-off man. He's been struggling a bit. I did hear that we do have, we're going to have Coach Prince might bring in Nick Cunningham a bit, you know. We'll see what happens there, but, you know, great response there by Peterman. The senior just knows how to respond there.
Well, two straight face-off losses for James McDermott. Nick Cunningham will face off with Peterman
As
here.
I said, there you go.
And you are 100% right about that one there, Dom. We'll see who can take it. Nick Cunningham only won one face-off in the game against Springfield. We'll see if he can get a win here, and he will not start. Peterman, once again, his third straight face-off win, and it's been great for LaSalle. Here we go. Great defense there by Chase Carl.
Here you can see LaSalle getting fresh legs in, you know what I mean? The Explorers need it right now. Got to get the lead early, Ryan.
Trybinski gets it over to Wickersham, and now gets to Malone. And here we go. Just, as you mentioned, Dom, LaSalle getting some fresh legs in there. Now over to Halig. Committed to Ohio State as a midfielder. See if he can get by Trakush, one of the Prep's best defensive players. Trybinski gets it back to Malone. Defense by Drew Reeves, trying to stick check there. Good roll dodge there. Has a shot, and great defense by Drew Reeves. Pass, nothing there inside, and it will be recovered by St. Joe's Prep. Here they come. Here come the Prep. In transition.
Here comes Tom Duffy.
Here we go. Duffy in transition. We'll see if the Prep can get something done here. Over to Quinn Gaffney, and the Prep will slow it down in just a bit. And the aggressiveness from LaSalle.
Ryan, I didn't get to mention this, but I said, you know, you want that one guy to take a shot here. You want to set it up to Luke Bieberbach. Best shot on the team by far, even though he's going to Hobart at D3 school. He's still, you know, incredible talent right there.
Here's Mason Warak, the freshman. Gotten a lot of time here on varsity. Collapsing defense in from LaSalle, and they are able to knock him down, and a penalty called. Great start here for St. Joe's Prep offensively. You saw the struggles against Springfield, only 3 goals. And now the Prep will get this one back. You see Nick Labor in there. We did not see him against Springfield. He is back now for this one, and the Prep now with a man up.
Excuse me there. Yeah, Hobart was D1. Forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Bad ball knowledge by me there. Thanks to Mike correcting me there, but.
Well, big moment here for St. Joe's Prep. We'll see if they can convert. Trot Cush gets it to Warak. Back to Cush. And now Labor. I believe that is the Gaffney. Yes, it is. Here's Dom Flynn, who got the goal just a few minutes ago. Back to Bieberbach. Shot on goal. Nothing there. Who's closer? It looks like Nick Labor is. And no, we'll go to LaSalle. All right. Well, there was a whistle, and now we're fine. That was interesting. Dom, did they count it? I couldn't. Maybe the sun got in my way, but did they count that as a shot on goal? Because I thought that Labor was closer.
You know, I couldn't tell you. Obviously, Apollo, I think, was closer. I think it did go out of bounds on the goalie side, obviously, and skid right away. That would be obviously automatically in favor of LaSalle, but I couldn't really see that with the glare. Obviously, we're playing into the sun right now. I know it's probably not the best view on your guys' end, but we'll work on it.
Here's Hillig. Gets it over to Trybinski. And now, the sun is killing me. Shot on goal. Nothing there for LaSalle. That was Wickersham who shot it, and LaSalle will get it back, though.
And I'll be honest, I couldn't even see that shot at all. Really, the glare is just
the glare is
killing us right
now.
That
could definitely play a factor in today's game. And here is Curriger. And now he's trying to get inside there on Duffy. Great help defense. I believe that was from Nick Dobkin. And now LaSalle, they will reset. Oh, great move there over there. Oh, Trakush and Keegan done another save. Who's closer? Oh, my God, Tommy Duffy flying to the ball, and it will be St. Joe's Prep ball. The effort from Tommy Duffy has been immaculate so far.
You know, that could have been the logo of the Lacrosse League after that. Just Supermaned it. There's a little bobble there. But, you know, I mean, that was just incredible effort all around. Seriously was.
Bad pass there by Craig Webster, and now this one will go out, and LaSalle will get this one back, and once again you hear the cheers. And Quinn Gaffney able to knock it away, and Tommy Duffy now with it, and the Prep, they're going to have to get numbers here. Bieberbach coming back into the game. Gaffney trying to get to the net. Doesn't have a shot. The checks from LaSalle have been great so far. Here's Bieberbach again. And the Prep, they will get their offensive players. Mason Morak now. And it looks like the Prep, they are set. Here's Trot Cush. And the Prep, only 1 goal, or 2 goals so far throughout the past few minutes. And now Labor, who's back in there, gets it to Bieberbach. Now back to Cush. Cush to Warak. And the Prep just slowing things down here to start.
Now, Ryan, as you expected, we said it was going to be a slow, controlled game. I'm not surprised how it's been so far. You know, 1-1, it's just competitive all around. I think it's going to come down at the end to stamina and everything. It's good so far with St. Joe's rotating their players. Saw Duffy get exchanged there, but we'll see.
Gaffney now. Just looked like he was trying to get to the net, but a great cutoff there. And now here's Trot Cush, gets it back to Bieberbach. And now the stick checks have been nice from LaSalle. They got to win their one-on-ones. I was talking yesterday, Dom, on Instagram Live. A great move there by Bieberbach. Gets it to Nick Labor, who gets absolutely plummeted there. And
that'd be a clear foul.
Yeah, it will be a foul, and it will go back to St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, no surprise there. You know, that's a hockey move. That's absolutely a hockey move. But hey, I mean, I get it. You want to get the ball? Go at it. Give it your all. And I mean, this LaSalle team is responding perfectly, as I've said. St. Joe so far.
One of the best defenses there in the state. Cush has it now. Gets it to Warak. Warak continuing now over to Bieberbach. Gets it over to Cush. And now the Prep just continuing to try and find their shot. Bieberbach trying to get an edge. Pick set by Warak. Not going to use it as Quinn Gaffney. Now he will use it. Good roll dodge there. Nothing, though. Great moves into Cush. Shot on goal. It is good! Trot Cush! His first goal of the game. And the Prep take a 2-1 lead.
Ryan, right there. St. Joe's was surveying the field. They wanted to find that open hole. They got it. They got the thing they wanted, that the goal and to take the lead. Get the lead as early as possible. That's exactly what I've been saying. Right there. You're already capitalizing right away. You're up 2-1 already.
The Prep slowing things down, and it has worked to their advantage. They've gotten a couple calls as well. As Dom, you mentioned, a clearing foul. Nick Cunningham once again going to be out there for a face-off. And the aggression, though, from LaSalle's defense has been great. But the Prep with a good start, 2 goals already. And now Peterman once again going to win another face-off. The Prep are yet to win one. Obviously, that was one of their biggest issues against Springfield. And Nick Cunningham with the stick checks, but nothing going to come from it. And what a check there by Nick Dobkin on Curriger. And now LaSalle, they will come up with it. And now they're going to have to reset.
Once again, it's about response here, Ryan. The LaSalle cross checks. And then now we have St. Joe's cross checking again, right? Nice play there by Dobkin. Just incredible play, seriously.
And now Bastelar gets it to Rigoni. And now over to Domelello. Domelello, I apologize. Drabinski over to Rigoni again. Trying to get by. I believe that's Micah Pruden. What a check there by Pruden! Knocks him down on the aggression here. Rigoni, he still will come up with it. Over to Domelello. He's trying to get inside. Another check from the Prep. The aggression from the defense has been great so far. Trybinski gets it inside. Shot on goal. It is good.
Wow.
Wickersham, another goal in LaSalle. Once again, tie things up.
Is that a behind the back goal? I think it was.
The sun, Dom, I'm telling you, it's something.
That was a behind the back. I mean, I saw it from my eyes. I'm like, that can't be real, can it be? You know, there's a talent there. I'm telling you, this LaSalle team, you know, loaded with talent, unveiling it this whole game. And, you know, again, to whose surprise? You know, this is going to be a game everyone's excited for, but we'll have to wait and see how much longer it stays.
Drew Reeves taking the face-off here for St. Joe's Prep. They're continuing to experiment, and it will be won again by Peterman. And Reeves, though, able to come up with it, gets it to Cunningham, who's able to save it and throw it inbounds. Here's Micah Pruden. Here comes the defense from LaSalle. Pruden loses it, gets it to Reeves, checked, and it'll go to LaSalle.
Once again, aggressiveness by LaSalle. I think they're looking for a big scoring drive here. You watch out for Wickersham, obviously the attacker, looking for a response here, setting him up, I believe so. Maybe not.
Gets it in, shot on goal, it is good. And that is the other Trybinski, William Trybinski, who scores, and he pointed to, I believe, Micah Pruden, so the disrespect coming from LaSalle to start. And now they have taken their first lead of the game.
Yeah, Ryan, once again, you know, Trybinski, they set it up. You could tell they were setting up as well, but the speed they were going at and how they just wanted to go right at it. We'll see how they go here. I think they win the faceoff once again, obviously. Also, they got Kurger out there instead. We'll see how it goes. Now we got McDermott back out there.
Yeah, McDermott back out there for the faceoff. The Prep just continue to experiment. They got to win one here. And we'll see if they're able to do so. And once again, won by LaSalle. Cunningham able to knock it. And who comes up with it? Still batting around there. And it's going to go roll over to the Prep side. Whistle here. And it will go to the Prep. Great opportunity now for the Prep to possibly score. And the officials now talking. I suppose they're trying to talk about who gets the possession of the ball. And it will go to the Prep.
It was kind of hard to tell what's going on there, I'll be honest. You just batted around a lot.
You can't really see the ball, the sun.
Absolutely, you know, everything just blends in.
Gaffney gets it to Cush, and I think Cush, yeah, he's looking for Chris Bryan, who enters for the first time today, the freshman. We were talking to him yesterday, and he knows how big this rivalry is. He knows the Prep, they need to get it done. Dom Flynn, a little bit of a high pass to Bryan, but still gets it to him. And not a great pass there from Bryan, though, trying to get it to Cush, and this one will go out, but it will go to LaSalle. And that is rough if you are the Prep. You need that one. You need anything you can get in. Possessions lost, not that great. And here comes Wickersham. He almost had a shot there, but helped defense not able to get it to him. And the passes not been so great. I think Dom, I think we've been talking about it the whole game. I think it's just the sun.
Yeah, they're definitely overjudging how close the passes are or how far. You saw it there with Chris Bryant. He had to make an excessive leap there, but a lot of them were forced. A lot of them were just a glare, but obviously it's in favor of LaSalle here. They're much closer to the other opposition of the sun, potentially.
Missed shot on goal there by Hillig, and it will go to LaSalle if they were closer to it. And now, here is Curriger. Trybinski trying to set a pick. He does not use it. Oh, and the pass inside, intercepted by Keegan Dunn, and he's trying to get away with it before he gets stick checked. And I wouldn't pass it too far in front of you.
He's looking deep, though.
Yeah, Dunn, he was looking deep, but he gets it to Nick Dobkin instead. Dobkin gets it to Duffy. Duffy better watch around him. He's got a few guys there over to Craig Webster. When we were talking to Craig, Dom, he said he didn't really understand the rivalry, but all he knows is that they better win the game. And honestly, I think for some people that's a good assessment. Craig obviously a transfer in, and he gets absolutely checked there. And now LaSalle trying to come away with it. And whistle here. I believe it will remain with the Prep. Yes, it will.
Are they calling the foul there on the check?
I think I'm not sure. I think the foul was on the check. Now Mason Warak will get it. Anyway, LaSalle still leading 3-2 here. 2:45 remaining in the first quarter. Warak gets it to Flynn. Saw him get a goal earlier. Warak over to Bieberbach. Bieberbach to Labor. Now to Gaffney. Cut inside by Cush. They didn't get it to him, and Labor not able to get the pass there. And a great job there by Mason Warak to save it. Gets it to Labor again. And now here's Dom Flynn.
Yeah, it would have been very costly if it was another Prep turnover. LaSalle was ready for that.
Bieberbach
to say the least.
Thought about the shot. Now he takes it. Shot on goal, and it's good. Luke Bieberbach knocks it in, and you hear the cheers from St. Joe's Prep. Dom, they want this game, and they tie it back up again.
Yeah, Brian, I want to comment on that rivalry statement you said with Craig Webster. He said, yeah, I don't know if it's much of a rivalry, to be honest. We also heard that with Tom Duffy as well, but
I think Craig, he said he didn't really understand what the rivalry meant, but I think he just knows that there is a rivalry there, and they have to win. Tommy Duffy, he was the one who said that there hasn't been much of a rivalry in the last 10 years, and to be honest with you, you can't necessarily disagree with him. LaSalle, was won for 10 straight years.
Correct, and this is just a sport where LaSalle has dominated. They're going to let face-off win there with
Another
Peterman.
one by Peterman. I believe he was not in there for the
Here
last
comes
face-off.
Bieberbach. Oh, man.
Bieberbach, he was trying to at least get a check in there, but was not able to. And now, thinking about the shot, was Hillig. And another shot, nothing there. Great save there by Dunn, and almost it got in the goal, though. And pass from Dunn over to Cunningham, who gets it. Cunningham in transition. You hear the cheers from the Prep. Over to Flynn, to Bieberbach, back to Flynn. Shot! Good save.
Yeah, Flynn just want to put one up there. Try to get the rebound, couldn't get it. Here comes Duffy right away.
Duffy gets absolutely smacked there by Luth in transition. Here comes LaSalle trying to take the lead back. Trybinski, I can't see where the ball is, and now I see it over to the other
Got
Trybinski.
by the net now?
Yeah, it was behind the net. Now back to William Trybinski.
Right, I talk about the adrenaline going through the veins of both of these teams right now, especially St. Joe's. And we always have been hearing it through the hallways. It's a special day. It's a very special day, I tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Who is surprised, to say the least, though? I mean, this is just awesome game so far.
Rigoni gets it over to Damiello. Back to Rigoni. Check there by Duffy, not able to make anything happen. Rigoni getting inside, shot on goal. Saved by Keegan Dunn. Dom, he has played incredible. And
Only
now he
allowed 3 so far, Ryan.
bounces it over to Dobkin. Whistle blown. I heard the referee say black
yes,
ball.
correct.
Only thing I heard him say was black ball. I didn't hear anything else. But all I know is that the Prep has the ball, and I'm sure the fans are happy about it. Here's Craig Webster, though, trying to make something happen. Trybinski with a check. Here comes LaSalle. But now Craig Webster. Great
30
job.
seconds to put a play up there, Ryan.
Yeah, it's definitely got to play it. And now the Prep, they probably will just hold it. Mason Warak looking at the time. Bieberbach, back to Warak. And now the Prep, they will hold it for the last goal. See if they can get the lead here at the end of the first quarter. Warak getting behind the net.
Or just score.
Looking to make something happen. Warak gets it to Gaffney.
A lot of room for Dom Flynn.
That's Trakush over there. Here's Bieberbach. 7 seconds. See if the Prep can do anything. Bieberbach. Will they get a shot off? And now it's knocked away. And that's going to do it. The Prep not able to get a shot off to end the first quarter. It is all tied up here at LaSalle College High School, 3-3. Dom, what have you seen in the first quarter?
It's been explosive, Ryan. It really has been. I mean, both teams playing incredible. Again, I can't mention it enough. Adrenaline is really what you got to say. This game, just, you can tell it. You can tell it through their veins. Absolutely, just they want to score. They want to win this game. You know, we were talking to Trakush during this game in the hallway. I was just saying, all right, you got a game coming up. What do you feel? He said, all right, I get if you lose, but I know we'll bounce back and we can beat them in even more important games. And, you know, that's just that mentality that both of these teams probably have. They know this is an important game, but they know for the future, I guess, even more important.
Well, for the Prep, they know that, you know, they possibly can have another. Well, both these teams, I guess you could say. They know that they're going to have a shot in the PCL championship at each other. You know, obviously these two teams the favorite to be in that championship game. So these teams possibly could have another shot at each other. But I'm sure for the bragging rights until then, you know, in football, we talked about it yesterday on Instagram how LaSalle, they had those bragging rights until the District 12, what was it, semifinals, quarterfinals, whatever it was, the second game the Prep played against LaSalle. We know that they had bragging rights until then, so I think both teams, both schools, they would want to go into that second game that could possibly happen confident in each other's abilities. But we will now go into the second quarter, all tied up 3-3. We'll see who does the face-offs for the face-off this go-around for St. Joe's Prep. It's been a bit.
I think it'd be Cunningham.
Yeah, I agree. They probably would like to start off strong. Cunningham so
It looks like
far,
it's going there as well.
The Prep, they have seemed to put a lot of confidence in Nick Cunningham when it comes to getting these big-time face-off wins.
And Ryan, that's one thing that we've seen throughout this year. It started when we were at Garnet Valley. You know, we knew this team kind of slacked on the face-offs, and you know, it's still continuing so far throughout all these games.
Yeah, and we will see if the Prep are able to get rid of probably their biggest problem so far this go-around, which is the face-off, and that will not happen. Peterman, another face-off win in LaSalle, will get possession to start. Wickersham.
Another same result, Ryan. Now, I'm sure it just kills Coach Prince Warren, but maybe, again, it's about the response this game. How do you respond to adversity? So far, both teams have been spot on.
And now, Dominello, as it gets it over to Helling. Or Hellig, I apologize there. Now, Dominello, we saw the Prep take their time earlier. We'll see if LaSalle continues to do the same. Dominello thought he had a shot, but defense there by Duffy. Not going to let him.
Yeah, talk about Duffy's defense. Not backing down at all, and he's just continuing that 2 years in. Well, try to go Cunningham.
Kick set there, but Nick Cunningham able to get the steal. Here comes the Prep in transition. Cunningham.
Watch Bieberbach.
Gets it to Bieberbach. Over to Flynn, and the Prep will slow it down. And you hear the cheers from LaSalle. They do like that they were able to get a stop there. Look at Nick Cunningham over there putting in the effort, trying to make something happen offensively, but he is just going to go back.
I think he's drained, too. I think he's probably
he's
drained.
Probably tired out from that one.
Yeah, he's holding his side right now, and I don't blame him. I really don't blame him.
Yeah, he's adjusting his pads just a bit. Here's Nick Labor. Duffy going to go back on defense. Here comes Mason Warrack, the Prep, fully set offensively. You know, LaSalle definitely is for their defense as well. Here's Labor trying to get inside, gets it to Bieberbach. Bieberbach has a screen set there by Labor. The switch from LaSalle. We'll see if it impacts this possession in any way, shape, or form. Bieberbach, once again, is trying to make something happen. Looked like Labor was going to set a screen. Not going to do so, though. And now clears Quinn Gaffney. Gaffney gets it to Warrack. Warrack gets a screen set by Gaffney. Here's over to Labor. Labor to Bieberbach. And now the Prep continuing just to slow the pace, waiting for their shot.
And obviously, Ryan's not a big thing to do so far. Here we go.
Shot on goal by Warrack. I don't know what just happened.
Pick back up.
Might have bounced off the crossbar. Gaffney falls down, recovered by LaSalle. And here they come in transition. Here's Luth. Dom Flynn trying for the check. Not going to be able to do so. LaSalle continuing in transition. Here to Trybinski. And LaSalle will slow it down. Good stop defense there by St. Joe's Prep. Dalkin trying for the defense. Not going to be able to do so. Here's Trybinski. Once again, just trying to keep it on going here. Here to Dominello.
I think LaSalle knows that they can outlast this Prep team. Right now, they're trying to drain them. You could really tell they're running around the goal. Now they're taking it slow. Obviously, them catching their breath. Going right at them right away, I would totally expect soon.
And now over to Dylan Malone back to Hellig.
Once again, the high stake him
just makes a move there on Duffy. Help defense there by Nick Cunningham. And here comes LaSalle once again. There is Malone. Shot on goal. Nothing there. Great defense. Great save there by Keegan Dunn. Cush gets it to Nick Cunningham. Here we go in transition. You hear the student section from St. Joe's Prep. Here's Cunningham. Gets it to Bieberbach. Shot on goal. It is good! Quinn Gaffney takes the lead for St. Joe's Prep.
Gaffney with a response. They go coast to coast. They pass it around. They score.
And you see the hype on the St. Joe's Prep bench. Coach Prinzhorn, though, kind of standing in front of them. I think that's a message to settle it down.
Looks like Nick Dobkin got hit really hard, though. He's wobbling, but he get back up. He's still standing. He's still walking around. Might have been just got knocked out. You know, it was a hard check there right next to Keegan Dunn. It was, obviously, LaSalle knocking him out, really. But he's walking right now. He's all good.
Drew Reeves taking the face-off. And we'll see if the Prep can win it for the first time today. And the trend will continue. LaSalle wins it again. Peterman's been great. Drew Reeves almost had a really good stick check, and he gets one there, and it's knocked away. But it looks like they're going to call a foul here on the Prep. Yes, they will.
But I bet the thing that Coach Prince wants to see there is not backing down. Oh, okay.
Actually, it is a timeout. I thought they were going to call a foul, but a timeout, I believe, by LaSalle. So they will have it. Dom, this has been an incredible game so far. We will continue our coverage here on WSJP of St. Joseph's Prep versus LaSalle. They have the lead 4-3 with 8:38 remaining in the first half. We'll be right back. We are back here on WSJP for St. Joseph's Prep Lacrosse coverage. And, yeah, here we go. Starting off with it will be by Saylor, defended there by Trot Cush.
Ryan, I'll tell you a funny question right now. What do you think's going to last longer? Both of these teams are me right now in the sun right now.
Yeah, you are wearing a full suit, Dom.
Beating down right now. Hey, anything for the grind. I'm doing anything for this club. You love it. Gotta be
shot on goal. It is good. Sorry to interrupt you there, Dom, but the shot is good by Dominello, and LaSalle tie it up.
Yeah, so clearly Dominello doesn't like the WSJP nor the Prep,
Yeah,
obviously.
Like,
but
it looked like he was looking directly at us. I don't know, but not going to speculate here.
I was behind. I mean, you know, but yeah, you were behind the goal. He pins it back in, right to Dominello right away. You just feed it. You just feed it right away. Because, again, the worst result is he saves it. You could also get the rebound and stuff where it done, but
Yeah, Dom,
neither of them happened.
You are wearing a full suit. I'm in everything but the jacket. Face-off won by, still on the ground, and Nick Cunningham going to knock it over to the Prep side, and he will come up with it. The Prep finally able to get a face-off win here. Comes with 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Here's Trot Cush. And Cush, he will wait for the Prep to get their offensive players. Here's Craig Webster now. I'd love to see Webster get a goal, and he doesn't even know what the rivalry means. Or at least that's what he said. Maybe he'd like to elaborate. Maybe a post-game interview would he could elaborate on that.
Maybe we'll get one of them. Who knows?
If so. And now Chris Bryan gets it to Gaffney.
A lot
Gaffney,
of chirp
great.
there by LaSalle in the corner. You can hear it.
Great move there by Gaffney. Trying to make another move. He slips. And he will reset. Looks like he's going to try to get it to Bieberbach, and he will.
Looks like it's been a recurring theme here, you know. Hey, I heard Craig Webster yesterday got new cleats, obviously. Maybe they just wear out quickly. I know I'm not the best at lacrosse. We all know that.
Cush. I think the ball went out. I think it was a bad pass. Or maybe it was I think it actually might have been a shot. It was no good. The Prep going to get it back, though.
Yeah, put his body on the line there, Ryan. That's kinda.
Here's Chris Bryan.
We love to see.
Bryan gets to the Dom Flynn. Dom had a goal earlier. That Dom Flynn. I'm saying Dom like my Dom up here had a goal. I need you here, Dom. I can't have you playing. But anyway, here's Gaffney. Gets it. I believe that is Chris Bryan. Yes, it is. Once again, the sun, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice jukes there.
Dom Flynn has an open shot. It is no good. Great save there. The ball is still on the ground. Recovered by LaSalle.
You know, incredible save there by Poldo.
Here's Campbell committed to Catholic. Shot on goal by Straczynski. It is good, and LaSalle retakes the lead.
Oh, I saw his body down there for St. Joe's Prep, and then I see the ball right in the goal. You know, I want to talk about speed here, Ryan. Now, it's just been speed this whole game. Every single score has been as a result of speed, and so far it's been LaSalle.
Yeah, I mean, the physicality has also been a big thing as well. You haven't seen many, you know, juke moves, one-on-one. It's just been a bunch of checking and hitting, which is, you know, hopefully the hardcore fans at home can enjoy that. But face-off here, the Prep finally won their first face-off of the game. Last go-around, we'll see if that trend will continue, and it will not. Peterman, another face-off win. LaSalle with the 1-point lead. Peterman in transition here. Help defense. Shot on goal. It is good. LaSalle again able to get a goal. It was from the face-off, and Peterman gets it. And now they have taken a 2-point lead. Dom, not what the Prep want to see in the last 10 seconds, I guess you should say.
Well, not what any team would want to see in the last 2 seconds as well, but I want to highlight Peterman there. You know, he made that look so easy. Just the face-off looked easy. Driving by Nick Cunningham, you know, the best player arguably on the St. Joe's Prep team. Made it look so easy. Just passed, cruised along by, and just nothing but not there.
Drew Reeves back in there for the face-off. See if he can get a win. It's on the ground. Still flying around there. Won by LaSalle, but a great check. And offsides, it looks like, on LaSalle. It will go to the Prep.
Yeah, we see Chase Carl getting in there, a long stick defender, but we see Micah Pruding, you know, a lot of speed there, a lot of jukes.
Pruding to Cush and a penalty. I don't really know where the penalty was. Could it be? Dom, maybe you saw it. I sure didn't. Penalty flag down, though. Here's Quinn Gaffney.
Right, I can't blame you. I really couldn't tell as well. All I saw was Chase Carl with the huge check there.
Bieberbach gets it to Webster. Webster trying to win his one-on-one. Just gets knocked back, though, over to Gaffney.
Yeah, Webster couldn't find anything there, obviously. Let's see. We're trying to get a sit-up here. You got.
Yeah, I don't like this angle. But Bieberbach gets it back to Gaffney. Gaffney gets checked there, gets checked again, but not going to lose it. Gets it over to Flynn. Flynn to Cush. And you see the aggressiveness from LaSalle. Cush is trying to get inside here. And Gaffney loses it. Time out by the officials. And it looks like it's going to go to LaSalle. No, we'll stay with St. Joe's Prep.
I honestly couldn't tell what was happening there, Ryan. I just saw the pass tipped. I mean, once again, man, this sun just, I think it's going to work some worse as it's setting.
If those trees were just a bit higher.
And they had leaves.
Right, true. Flynn gets it to Bieberbach. Over to Cush. Now to Labor, back to Cush again. Bieberbach, Flynn had a shot earlier, not able to make it, but does have a goal in this game. Gaffney gets it to Bieberbach, shot on goal. It is good! Luke Bieberbach gets the Prep back within 1.
And it makes it 2 for the day. You know, Beaverbach, I said it once again, best shot on the team, and he just does it twice. Who only likes it once? Who won it twice? Am I right, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, who don't want 2 goals? I mean, hopefully for him, he can get maybe a hat trick, something around there. Possibly 3 goals. The Prep trails 6-5 at the current moment in time, but you see the hype from the bench. Ashton Merck leading that. Face-off win, another by LaSalle. Good check, though, from Nick Cunningham.
Still good checks. Can't stop it.
And now here comes Peterman. He had a goal earlier that way, and he will score like it again. Peterman, 2 goals off the face-off, and it is now 7-5 LaSalle.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, I said it again. It was just speed there. It really was speed. He blew by Nick Cunningham. Although at the beginning you didn't have him. You could really just tell at one point it was like, all right. He was just in cruise mode the whole way. And
it seems like every time the Prep get the momentum, it just, I don't know, it just seems like it comes crashing down on them. And 4:45 remaining in the first half. Face off here again. It will be won by Reeves momentarily. It gets knocked around. Trybinski comes up with a great recovery there by Peterman, and offsides.
All correct.
Offsides on LaSalle. And that is a break there if you are St. Joe's Prep. Here's Trot Kush. The Prep trying to get it back within 1. Bieberbach, 2 goals already today. Great move, trying to get inside. And a great recovery defense there by Hellig. Here's Kush. Kush trying to get his offensive players up. Here's Bieber. Or I'm sorry, that's Craig Webster. Yes, it is. I thought it was a 5. I thought it was a 5 instead of a 1 or a 9. Sorry. Goodness gracious. Here's Webster again, and the physicality, you can see it there. Webster over to Gaffney.
Ryan, can we just give a shout out real quick to this St. Joe's Prep fan base right now,
Yeah,
the student section. I mean,
oh wow, lot more
they got
students.
a lot more students. I'll tell you that, and they're loud. I'll tell you, it's a Wednesday afternoon. They didn't need to be here, neither did we. But you know, you gotta support the Prep. You gotta support sports. You gotta support all of us. Correct?
Exactly. Got us, and obviously, of course, the Headstrong
and
Foundation.
Headstrong as well. Correct.
There's Dom Flynn, almost had a shot. Great checks there. Dom, he couldn't.
Trot's looking for it.
Yeah, you see Trot looking for it. Dom able to get free shot, nothing there, but Bieberbach closer. That was something. You could see the physicality. That's what the Prep and LaSalle rivalry is all about.
And Ryan, I think if that was a pass to from Dom Flynn to Luke Bieberbach, he was going right to Trot Kush. There's no question about it. You saw him. Probably more than 10 feet separation there, and that definitely would have been a goal, to say the least.
Webster to Gaffney. Gaffney going behind the net. Gets checked there. Kush somewhere.
Great move there by Kush.
And now to Kush inside. Whistle blown.
In the crease.
And yeah, I think they said he was in the crease, and the goal will not count. Oh, Dom, that is terrible for St. Joe's Prep.
Or they call it a timeout, I believe.
Oh. Well, never mind. It was good. But you can even argue that the timeout was... the timeout was before the goal, what we're learning. But obviously the timeout is before the goal. But that timeout called, it hurts, Dom. It hurts.
That would have been the one to just cut the lead down. You know,
Yeah,
you need anything you can get. I can't stop hearing from the student section, man. I mean, I think if that was a goal, they would have really erupted.
They would have erupted. But we will take a break here on WSJP. We will be right back in just a few minutes. We're back here on WSJP. 3:03 remaining in the first half. LaSalle leading over St. Joe's Prep 7-5. Dom, the Prep almost had another goal that would have cut the lead to 1, but a timeout called. Unfortunately for them, It will remain 7-5. Cush gets to Flynn here. And now Flynn to Warak.
And obviously, you got to shake it off now, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's that rare mistake, I'll tell you that. Coach Prince Warren obviously doesn't make that often. It looked hopeless, but maybe we see some light here.
Warak trying to do anything, and a bad pass there. Gaffney trying to recover, and LaSalle will come up with it. Another turnover for the Prep. Those have been costly throughout the game. Bieberbach just trying anything to try and get the ball back
Flag.
here. Oh, yeah, flag thrown. And another flag. I think this is an illegal stick check on Bieberbach.
And I believe so as well. You see Bieberbach coming off the sidelines there.
Here, the Prep student section. You can tell they don't like that one. Bieberbach going to go into the box. And now LaSalle with a man up. It's an opportunity now for the Prep, or I'm sorry, for LaSalle to get a comfortable lead, possibly going into the half.
Obviously, Ryan, it's not out of hand yet. It's only 2 goals as well. You got 3 minutes left in the half. There's no doubt that there's probably a lot more offense coming in this game.
I would have to agree there. Dominello getting it over to Rigoni, and now here come LaSalle trying to make something happen here. Rigoni gets it to Dominello. Has a goal in this game. Trybinski to the other Trybinski. LaSalle trying to collapse inside. It's knocked away. Who's going to come up with it? Trout almost had it. And it's still around. Dobkin trying to put himself in the way of it. It is still flying around there. Looks like a Little League soccer game. And LaSalle comes up with it, but Cunningham is now going to eventually come up with it, trying to get it to Keegan. Fakes the pass and gets it over to Dobkin. That was something there, Dom.
Yeah, what a series of events there, you know. If you're a LaSalle fan, you know, you love that. They just drained so much of the clock as well. I mean, yeah, those 20 seconds are so precious that they could affect the game, obviously.
And now Dom Flynn has the Prep can wait. They can wait until the end of this half, really, to try and score. Yeah, you see LaSalle just getting their defensive players up. They know that the Prep, they're going to take their time. If you are LaSalle, though, Dom, do you try and play pressure defense to try and get the ball back?
I disagree. I totally disagree. You already have the lead. There's nothing that you're going to lose by just playing back and just trying to drain the clock here.
What you can lose is a goal.
But you still got the lead at least going into the half. And I think that's so much of value of this game, just with the magnitude of this game as well.
Well, we'll see what happens here. It looks like LaSalle, they're taking your advice here, Dom. They are just kind of letting it go. They're just waiting for the defense. They're kind of just telling the Prep, come on, let's see what you got. 40 seconds.
And I just saw Kush look over. He knows he just wants to drain it out because you won't see Bieberbach coming in anytime soon, I believe. So we'll see.
Now, here is Trot Kush, 30 seconds. You can kind of hear the crowd starting to whisper to Shermer a little bit. Timeout called by LaSalle. Dom, 24 seconds remaining in the half. If you are the Prep, what do you do to try and score?
Well, you know, I would try to respond right away. I think that if you cut the lead down to 1 as fast as possible, you can do it. Again, I don't mind if you drain the clock, as long as the result's positive. If you get the goal out of it, it's great. You know, potentially if you get the goal earlier, get another face-off win, which is kind of rare right now. They only have 1. Would also be very of value there, but so far, you know, the St. Joe's Prep is just playing slow tempo, and that's how you win these games. If you control the pace, you're really going to come out as a victor.
We will see if the Prep do so. 24 seconds remaining. It has really been, I mean, Dom, you could argue the only reason LaSalle is winning this game is because of the fact that they've won so many face-off. Peterman has won pretty much every single face-off. And if you are the Prep, I think going into halftime, if you're Coach Princehorn, you're telling your team, we're playing great out there, but we have to win our face-offs. 2 of the goals have come off of Peterman winning the face-off and getting to the net and scoring. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely, Ryan. You know, it's not I mean, now the team is playing bad, to be honest. They're really playing just really well. They're showing that they're going right at it, and a lot more cheers there by student section.
Yeah, you hear the enthusiasm from really, I'd say more of the prep student section if I'm being honest with you. But anyway, 24 seconds. Here we go. And now, Dom, maybe LaSalle's taking my advice. Pressure defense. Here's Craig Webster. Gets it to Gaffney. And 14 seconds. Gaffney. Roll dodge there. Good move. Another one there.
Shot off.
Gets him off bounds. Shot will go in. It's good! Quinn Gaffney cuts it to 1 with 6 seconds remaining.
And that might be the last goal of the half, honestly. I doubt you're going to get anything more from either team.
And the rolls from the
The
St. Joe's Prep.
celebration.
I don't know what.
How about that?
I don't think you can see it on your screen, but the bench is rolling around on the sideline there. But if you are the Prep, you still got 6 seconds remaining, and you got to find a way to stop the LaSalle from scoring. You saw them score earlier. They won the face-off, and they were just able to score. And Drew Reeves now taking the face-off here for the most definitely the final time of the half. LaSalle just putting everything into their face-off in 5 seconds. I don't think they're really going to try anything.
I doubt anything will come
here.
out of this. 2
1
seconds.
second, and I don't think, definitely did not get it off. That being Bastiller, and we will go into halftime. LaSalle with the lead, 7-6 here. And Dom, what a first half here at LaSalle College High School. Mike Livingston will be back joining me for halftime. Dom, we'll see you in the second half, but we'll take a break here on WSJP, but make sure you stay tuned to Hawk Talk at the half. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hawk Talk at the Half. I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined back again by Mike Livingston of Carroll Sports Media. Once again, just some of his credentials, obviously working over at the Inquirer, working over at Philly Sports Digest and Philly Lacrosse. Will be attending Missouri next year as a member of the class of 2029. But Mike, getting into this game, it has been absolutely incredible so far. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, like I just told you and Dom, making a fool out of me and you, especially me.
Yeah.
The way I was talking down the prep before the game, they are impressing. And it's not for a lack of LaSalle playing well. LaSalle was playing their game. LaSalle is playing very well, aside from a couple goals that maybe Roman Apoldo would not usually give up. Only 2 or 3 saves for Apoldo so far. If the ball's getting on net, it's usually going in for the prep right now, and they're finding a lot of great angles on the sides of the crease, which has been their strong suit today. And on the other side of things, Keegan Dunn has been incredible. Very, very good in that first quarter, more into the second, but as LaSalle went on, obviously getting a couple more goals in a row there. Really, really, really impressive from the prep. I can't say I saw it coming.
Well, you're talking great about the prep, but we are going to have to talk a little bit about some of the problems that they have had in the first half, and that's been the face-off. We've seen guys like Nick Cunningham, James McDermott, Drew Reeves get in there and try to win face-offs, but they've only won one so far. From what you've seen up here, what's been the problem with the prep when it comes to winning these face-offs?
It's comes down to the same issues that I've highlighted this year when it comes down to why the prep can't win games against big teams, and that's pure talent. Peterman for LaSalle, the starting Christian Peterman starting faceoff,
right.
has a hat trick for the Explorers. He is a top class faceoff, and we've seen it. It's not like the prep is fighting these faceoffs, going pound for pound with them. They're just not winning them. You see Christian Peterman snaps down, bodies him out, runs the other way.
Right.
It's not a competition. Peterman's going down, he's getting them, and he's running. It's not like they're close. It's a lack of talent at the face-off position that prep has. That's an issue that you're going to have as an inner-city school. That's the issues that prep has that stems from all these issues on why they can't compete with these big teams, and I think that's really where it comes from. But I think it's just prep doesn't have the same level of talent, the same level of skill at face-off that LaSalle does. I think there's really nothing you can go and fix, nothing you can go and look and say, okay, well, if we do this better, maybe we can. Obviously, there's always things you can change to get better, but I don't think it's one of those, quick fix, second half, we can start winning some face-offs.
Right. And talking a little bit about LaSalle here before we get back to our second half coverage here on WSJP, I feel that, me personally, some of their problems have been they're being very aggressive, and obviously that's great. They got one of the best defenses in the state, but sometimes it's cost them a bit. Sometimes they've overcommitted to guys, and it's led to goals from guys like Bieberbach, Dom Flynn, amongst others. Do you think that LaSalle has to tone, and also some penalties, do you think that LaSalle has to tone down the aggression, or do you think just keep doing what you're doing because even with the lead?
You can I think they can look at that either way. I think you look at it as tone it down, let the prep come to you. And I think, like you said, with the overcommitting, we've seen the prep really work on the ball movement, moving it around, finding those crease holes, and finding really interesting lanes to get shots off for goals. But you can also look at it the other way and say, okay, keep going hard, keep going aggressive on them. We know that they might not have the same stamina as us. They might not be able to run with us for all 4 quarters if we keep running at them like that. And I'm wondering if that's what Coach Forrester and LaSalle are looking at right now.
Same prediction that you have. You think LaSalle will pull away in the second half?
I think LaSalle's going to pull away.
All right. Once again, Mike, tell the people where they can find you.
Philly Sports Digest, Philly Lacrosse, PA Football News, Carroll Sports Media, Twitter, Instagram, literally anywhere.
All righty. Mike, thank you so much for joining WSJP. We hope to have you back on sooner rather than later. We'll get Dom back here for the second half coverage. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a quick break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to second half coverage here on WSJP. Dom, we'll get your thoughts on the first half possibly in just a second here. But for the face-off, once again won by LaSalle. Peterman able to beat Reeves again, and that is how we will start the second half here at LaSalle College High School. Bounce pass over to Bestseller. Here's Gaffney and Duffy. Get a check in there, but Bestseller keeps it in his stick. What a play! And he's able to get it in transition. Duffy falls down. Shot. Goal! Oh, my goodness. What a play there. A one-man wrecking crew.
I thought I was watching Peterman once again, Ryan. You know what I mean? Just everything there went. The stars aligned together. I mean, stellar. Absolutely stellar. That's talent right there, Ryan. That's talent at its finest.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see a bit better when it comes to the goals. We apologize for first half coverage. You know, we don't want to damage our equipment here at WSJP. The sun can obviously hurt our lenses, and you know, I'm sure for any person who works cameras would know that, but the sun is a bit better, working more in our favor here. Once again, LaSalle right back to it, winning the face-off. Peterman, great check there by Reeves, but not able to make anything happen. Another check, not going to be able to knock it out of the stick. A pass there by Peterman, pretty surprised about that one. And now, here is Wicker. Sham, and the ball, I believe it was going to be a shot on goal, and LaSalle will get it back.
You know, I know it's the start of the second half, but St. Joe's looks a bit tired, honestly. They look like they're saving their energy. Never mind, maybe.
Wickersham falls down. I'm sorry, Trybinski falls down, gets it over to the other Trybinski, and now here come LaSalle. Dominello will get it back here now. LaSalle trying to get a comfortable lead here in the second half. Shot on goal. Great save there by Keegan Dunn. Gopkin not able to come up with it. It's on the ground once again. Here comes the fight. Recovered there by Tommy Duffy. He is going to get smothered by LaSalle. But he's going to be able to come up with it. And now here's the shot. Cush. Here come the prep and transition. You hear the noise from the crowd. Cush to Cunningham.
Here goes
Trying to get it inside. Shot on goal. It is good! Nick Cunningham cuts it to 1 once again. It is 8-7 here at LaSalle College High School.
Who didn't see that coming, Ryan? Honestly, the UMass commit for a reason. Massachusetts wants them by far. Driving downfield. We can tell. We can just absolutely tell there. You see him getting the crowd hyped up there. Electricity from the senior.
Credit there to Tommy Duffy as well defensively for holding on to it. Trot Cush give him the assist as well. Just a great all-around play from both guys.
I mean, yeah, you definitely got to give credit to Duffy. Absolutely incredible move there. He wants to go back at it now.
And Duffy knocking over Peterman, gets the ball loose. And look at Tommy Duffy go! But it will be recovered by Peterman anyway. Look at the prep, the physicality. Drew Reeves, the penalty though flown. And here comes LaSalle. You hear the LaSalle crowd buzzing now. The prep, they've kind of quieted down. Shot on goal by Trybinski. Is it good? No, it is not. I think it was in the crease. We're going to get an official ruling here.
And we'll see that penalty as well. We'll see if that will stand.
Yep, in the crease. At least I would think. I guess we're going to get an official ruling. I haven't seen the officials do anything. The prep crowd was chanting, "You can't do that." I think they have a bit of a better visual than I do. I have absolutely no clue. I think the penalty was on the prep. LaSalle gets it. I think he was in the crease, but I think the penalty was on the prep. That's what I'm going to assume here, Dom. But anyway, here comes LaSalle once again. Here's Malone. Dominello gets it back. Back to Malone. Swings it over to Wickersham.
Yeah, obviously St. Joe's playing one man down right now.
And this one in the air. Drew Reeves recovers. But nope, knocked out of his stick. Shot on goal. Keegan Dunn with the save. And it will go to the prep.
I'm lost for words, Ryan. I mean, this is just so much just going on right now. I mean, it's hard to comprehend. I will be honest as a broadcaster right now.
Keegan
look at Dunn right now.
Fake, and you hear the noise from the prep crowd. Keegan Dunn coming out of the net.
Nearly stolen.
Almost
Oh,
intercepted by
That
LaSalle.
would've hurt.
Here comes Cush in transition behind the net. Not going to get a pick set there by Gaffney. Or is that Mason? That is Mason Warrock. I actually apologize there. Here is Quinn. The 10 and the 11, pretty similar. Here's Quinn Gaffney. Now we'll get it to Cush. Cush has a goal here. Coach Prince Horn trying to make something happen. Barking out orders. Craig Webster now has it. Webster gets it to Warrack. The Prep trying to tie things up, but actually it's stolen by LaSalle. And now in transition, the check no good by Webster. Here they come. LaSalle shot. Another save there by Keegan Dunn. And Dunn now has it. Keegan Dunn has played an incredible game. Here comes Strakush in transition. Might get checked from behind. Gets it upfield, and Nick Cunningham has a shot. Will actually get it to Bieberbach. Shot on goal. It is good! It is all tied up. Luke Bieberbach ties it up here at 8 at LaSalle College High School.
Bieberbach with the hat trick to tie it up here. Wow.
Dom, I don't think I've ever gotten a sore throat after a broadcast, after many that I've done. My throat is already sore here from the excitement at LaSalle College High School. What a game, and we still have more than half of a quarter to go. Well, a whole quarter and more than half of it. I'm lost for words here. What a game.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you really would be lost for words here. You got the Prep guys back in it. Here we go. Adrenaline kicking back up. Obviously another loss, but let's see. Again, how can you respond, Ryan? One man hits, can another man respond?
Great check there. I believe that's that's actually by Nick Dobkin. I was going to say Tommy Duffy. I apologize to Dobkin there. He's played a really great game.
Well, so talk about like age stepping up as well. This is why St. Joe's Prep is such a good team. They're building up the young character. These guys, not all of them are seniors, aside from Keegan Donan as well as Cunningham, Bieberbach, and Cush. But still got Tom Flynn as a sophomore, Dobkin. Let's get young as well.
Shot on goal, it is good! LaSalle retakes the lead. Bastelar and LaSalle, they just get the momentum back, and that hurts so much if you're St. Joe's Prep. You had the momentum for just a few moments, and LaSalle able to get right back in it. Well, not get right back in it, but get another goal.
I mean, Ryan, they're just adding on to what I was saying about youth. I mean, the goal there by Van Bastelar, he's a sophomore. We got the age there. We just have a ton of talent working with us right now, Ryan. I mean, it's really great. It's absolutely great. It's just something that the PCL I bet loves. I love Pia loves it as well. 100%. Two teams going at it just for a great cause as well to fight cancer.
Face off. Knocking around. I think
Here's
Duffy realized.
Man.
Duffy didn't realize it was won there by Davis. Davis trying to get it. The check from behind you almost saw it from Quinn Gaffney. Cunningham trying to keep up with Davis. And now here's Trybinski. LaSalle will reset. And now you hear it from the LaSalle fans. They absolutely love that one.
I mean, they're trying to drain him out, Ryan. I was trying to address that as well. This is where St. Joe's has to keep on battling. They still have another quarter to go. This isn't the last quarter, obviously. As you said, we still got more than nearly 2 quarters to go still.
100%. And now LaSalle trying to get in, trying to score another goal here. There's Wickersham. We've seen a lot of him today. Screen set, nice screen set, shot on goal. It is good again, and tossed to the St. Joe's Prep student section. I think that was a grenade throw. I mean, I don't know what that was, but nonetheless, another goal for LaSalle. 2 goals scored so far for Wickersham.
I think Don was trying to argue that was in the crease into the shot. He was a little confused why I didn't call anything.
And LaSalle once again retake a 2-point lead at their home field. And the face-off, once again, the dreaded face-off for St. Joe's Prep. I believe that's Reeves in there. And once again, won by LaSalle.
Peterman just all seeing this
Dominating.
game, honestly. He's got fuel to the fire, man, all day.
Wickersham, who just scored for LaSalle. Drybinski now. Gets it over to Malone. And LaSalle, they could take their time. There's Bastelar. Has Cush on him.
They're going to try to pound the inside here.
Gets it to Wickersham. And I think he's calling for a screen. He kind of jerked his head back a little bit. I'm not sure if that was calling for a screen, but nothing much happened, so I guess nothing really came from what he was hoping for. Wickersham trying to get in on Cunningham. Nice move, getting around the net. Shot on goal by Strabinski. No good. Who's closer? I think. Yeah, it will be. It will be closer by Wickersham. What an effort. You saw Tommy Duffy do something like that earlier.
Exactly.
And LaSalle gets it back. That hurts again if you're the Prep. Here's Malone.
Just gotta love the effort, though. I'll tell you that. Just put your body on the line, just for the bragging rights mainly this game.
Dominello trying to get around Pruden. Great defense there. Here's Wickersham, defended by Nick Cunningham. One of the best on best here. Wickersham getting around Cunningham, trying to pass it, but you see the sticks flying from the Prep. Here's Malone. Great defense there by Drew Reeves. Knocks it out. And recovered by the Prep. Here we go. Here come the Prep. Here comes Micah Pruden. Not knocked away from behind. Here's Pruden in transition. And gets it over to Gaffney. Penalty. Offsides. I think. Dom, maybe you saw. I didn't say it.
Thought they were calling a cross check there on Pruden earlier. Obviously, 3 guys on Pruden. I think they were calling a legal cross check, but
here's Chris Bryan.
We'll wait for the signal.
Bieberbach to Bryan again.
They're playing pretty wide out right now. They're closing in.
Oh, great defense there. Chris Bryan gets it to Gaffney. Gaffney a goal in this game. Gaffney again. Roll dodge there. Another one. Gets it to Bieberbach. To Flynn. Don Flynn was out for a couple games with an injury. Just recently came back. Trying to make an impact here. Definitely already has. Here's Strakush to Bieberbach. Gets it to Flynn again. To Chris Bryan. Bryan, make sure to not step on that flag. And here is Gaffney.
LaSalle looks like it's playing man defense now. They just switched from prevent to man.
Yeah, they are really pushing up here on the Prep. And you see the Prep just kind of moving back. Bieberbach trying to get inside. Trying to make something happen. Looking for an open man. Gets it to Gaffney. And the Prep kind of stuck here. In a bit of a rut. Gaffney almost had the edge. Not able to get inside, though. Gets it back out. Gaffney shot on goal. Nothing there. Warrack trying to get to it. And LaSalle.
They'll call the flag, though, I believe.
Yeah, the flag will now be called. It will go to LaSalle. And
hear a lot of noise there by LaSalle's coach.
Originally, it looked like it was going to LaSalle, but it's staying with the Prep. It's staying with the Prep, I guess, Dom.
I will say, as the sun has set, the temperature surely has dropped.
Yeah, definitely feel a bit of a breeze here at LaSalle College High School. Great sunset here. Here's Labor. Gets it to Gaffney, to Flynn, to Bieberbach. Shot on goal, nothing there, but this time the Prep were closer. Trot Kush, and you needed that. You cannot afford to give up this possession here. You need a goal with a man up.
Don Flynn probably wants a goal here as well.
I think anybody would want a goal. Warrack shot on goal. It is good! Mason Warrack cuts it to 1, and the Prep take advantage of the man up.
Bit of shoving there as well.
And you see the Prep bench once again hyped up. You saw it there on the top right corner of your screen. Mason Warrack, the freshman, getting it done. And you needed that if you're St. Joe's Prep. But you know what you need a little bit more, Dom? You want to take a guess for me?
You need to cut the lead.
You need to get the face off.
And you also need to get the lead as well.
Well, I mean, not obviously, but, you know, trying to have some fun here. Anyway, 3:51 remaining. LaSalle up 10-9. It's been tied, but LaSalle has not gotten the lead taken away from them in this game. Well, I mean, in this half, I guess I should say. Face off once again, won by Peterman. Quinn Gaffney trying to get from behind and get it away from Peterman, but LaSalle's still going to come up with it. Kind of hear the groans from the St. Joe's Prep student section.
I mean, how can you blame them, though? I mean,
Yeah.
it's been very lopsided in terms of face-offs, but obviously this game so far, 15 minutes left in regulation, just incredible.
Malone got it over to Dominello. Now Vastelar with Trot Cush on him. And good defense there by Cush. Now here's the Wickersham. Cunningham wants on him again. Vastelar gets knocked over. No illegal pick, nothing called. Shot on goal by Wickersham. I think it was off the crossbar. And who's got it? I think Cunningham was closer. And we'll go to the Prep.
And Cunningham wanted that as well. You see, even Keegan Dunn was like, dude, I don't want to save again. I'm done. Coming out of net.
Gee, Manee, Keegan Dunn. The effort you've seen on him, he's had a little bit of some fakes. Keegan Dunn get a bit fancy in this one. I mean, gee, Manee. Everybody wants some recognition in this one. Though Keegan Dunn has played great. Dobkin just trying to get it away, and he gets it to Bieberbach. And he's getting hit here. He gets it away. Chase Carl just trying to knock it to Duffy. Great heads-up play. Duffy gets tripped. Nothing called. And now, whistle here.
It
goes to LaSalle, yeah. And that stings.
Yeah, calls a turnover there by St. Joe's.
Gaffney just trying to do anything. Gets the check there. Drew Reeves back in it for the Prep. And now LaSalle trying to get something done. Trybinski, bad pass, but a great catch there by Wickersham. LaSalle trying to get another 2-goal lead. Here's Dominello. He has a goal in this game. Here's Hellig. Trying to get inside. Shot on goal. Great save again by Keegan Dunn. And LaSalle going to come up with it. Will not go out. The Prep not able to recover. You hear the shouts from a few people in the crowd over here. Dominello behind the net. Duffy on him. The aggression from him in this game definitely cannot be overshadowed. Malone throws it away, and it will go to the Prep.
Ryan, I think we all know what's on the Prep sign right now. We're going to score. That's exactly what Prince Warren's communicating right now. Get the score,
and Craig
and
Webster.
that's going to be how you win the game.
Right, not to cut you off there, but Craig Webster wants it. He gets it, and here come the Prep. Webster trying to get physical here.
Trucking there.
Just over a minute remaining here, and Dom, we asked this question at the end of the first half. Do you just hold it if you're the Prep?
Too early. I think now it's just keep on going. I think they will hold it though because it looks like we still got man though by LaSalle.
Actually, the question at the end of the first half, I apologize. It was, does LaSalle play pressure defense?
And or does St. Joe's Prep go right at it and try to score?
And they were not able to get a
and
shot
I think
off
they do
at the end of the first
drive.
half. Gaffney trying to tie it up here. Almost lost it. I believe it almost came out of his stick. Trying to find anybody. Bad pass there by Gaffney, but Dom Flynn will be there.
It's all good, though. That's exactly what they want. You saw
Chase Carl just in case, trying to make sure that the Prep maintain possession. Shot by Gaffney. Nothing there. Penalty flag thrown. I think this is going to be on LaSalle.
I think it was. I think
it was a
push. Check there,
it looked like it was a push. And I think the Prep are going to have a man up. Yep, you hear that you can't do that from St. Joe's Prep.
28 and a half.
Here's somebody saying hold the ball. And I honestly, as a, not to give too much of my opinions, but I would think you'd have to agree. Wouldn't you say so, Dom?
There we go. The lights on.
The lights coming on now at LaSalle College High School.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Holding it now is probably the best option, but I would want to score right away. Even if they win the face-off, you still make them lose all that energy as well. You just got to play back, especially if you lose. You play that to your advantage.
Here we go. Gaffney lost it. Obviously going to get it back. Gets it to Warak. Here comes the pressure from LaSalle. Bieberbach, nothing there. It goes out with 9.3.
Bieberbach wanted 4 there. He wants it again. You see him calling for it.
Labor. Got to get it away. Gets it to Gaffney. 4 seconds. Gaffney, you just got to shoot it here. And he's just going to hold it. No shot attempt from St. Joe's Prep. And they will go into the fourth quarter. trailing 10-9 to LaSalle. It is clutch time. It is crunch time. Whatever you would like to call it. We will be back here on WSJP. Please do not go anywhere. This is an absolutely incredible game. Welcome back here to WSJP. Coverage of St. Joseph's Prep Lacrosse versus LaSalle College High School. And before we get into the fourth quarter, we would like to promote the Headstrong Foundation. That is what the action is brought to you by here today. Make sure you guys donate for a great cause. And starting off here in the fourth quarter, St. Joe's Prep will have the ball. And why do they not want to shoot at the end of the third quarter? Because they wanted it in the fourth. Here we go.
Why not start on a good note?
12 minutes remain. I was honestly kind of surprised they did not shoot at the end of the third quarter. I thought they wanted to tie it, wanted the momentum going into the fourth, but instead, they want to try and play it safe.
Yeah,
great move there by Gaffney. He loses it, gets it back. Sorry to cut you off there, Dom.
You're good.
But anyway.
Watch Peeper box.
But, foul there on Gaffney, and it will go to LaSalle.
They're trying to set up Bieberbach there, obviously. You saw him calling for it.
And somebody's heckling to the refs there, and you can tell the Prep not too happy about the call there, and the press defense from the Prep.
Look at this now.
And, oh, my goodness. Goalie coming forward, shot on goal, no good. Who's closer? Definitely Trybinski. Man, oh, man.
And Ryan,
Ippolito trying to score there. Gee, Mini, I mean.
Ryan, that would have been absolutely costly, especially if it went in favor of St. Joe's. They would have rushed to that, try to get the long distance
goal, yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That was insane. But we've seen it all here at LaSalle College High School. Lister gets it over to Trybinski. And now Wickersham, they try to get it in. Trybinski not going to let it go out of bounds. And now here is Dominello trying to make something happen. Great defense there by Duffy. Trybinski, open shot, goal! And LaSalle retakes the lead. Or they keep the lead, but they make it a 2-goal lead.
It's hard not to just take that shot right there. As much as you probably want to drain the clock, the lead at this point is most important. They cut it. They expand it. Now at 2. They want to continue that streak. 17 matches now. All in favor of LaSalle past 17. Looking to make it 18 tonight. Obviously, last time for St. Joe's Prep, 2015 PCL championship.
We just got the information there by Mike Livingston, our good friend here. Obviously, he was on Hawk Talk at the Half in our pregame show here on WSJP. We appreciate Carroll Sports Media. We've had a few partnerships with them in the past, or this year, I guess you should say. And face-off, the ball is now still in the air. Peterman once again will come away with it. And will he try and score? Nope, he's going to take it back out. Here's Wickersham, and now LaSalle. They can get a 3-goal lead here. It'll be tough for the Prep to come back. This is a must-stop here for St. Joe's Prep. Here's Kurger. We'll see what LaSalle plans to do here. Here is Hillig.
And Ryan, obviously, perhaps that choice not to score there at the end of the third might come and bite them here.
And we'll see. Here's Hillig again. Pruden giving him an edge. And he's going to take advantage. But Pruden not going to let him get to the goal. LaSalle playing it safe here. The Prep yelling something out. It looked like Coach Prince was yelling something. Not sure really what it was. Hillig, roll dodge there on Pruden. Help defense coming in. But not going to be necessary. Here's Bastelar. Shot on goal. It is good again! And LaSalle now with a 3-goal lead.
And
never mind. There's a penalty. We'll see if will the goal count. I think it will. The penalty. Let's make sure. I think it. Let's see. I think it. Interesting. It will count.
Now we got the LaSalle student section as well, letting their voices be heard. And I think it's pretty wise to make sure that they're as far apart as possible, because I feel like we would get into a lot of commotion and brouhahas if they were closer.
Well, and now LaSalle, or for the Prep, if it hasn't gotten any worse, LaSalle now is a man up. Chris Bryant in the box. And now for an opportunity to take a 4-goal lead here in the fourth quarter at LaSalle College High School. Dominello.
And Ryan, it feels like the tide has shifted in favor of the Explorers right now. All that momentum, all that, just seems like St. Joe's looks really, really quiet.
Indeed.
The question is, they're down, but not out.
And now Wickersham LaSalle just passing it around here. Looks like now they're going to try. They're picking up the pace just a little bit. Nobody cutting to the net. And good check there by Dobkin. Not able to knock it out though. Wickersham again. Might have a shot. Gonna get it inside. Shot on goal. Great save there by Keegan Dunn. Another. Now Wickersham trying to get it back. Keegan Dunn able to come up with it though. And that is a dangerous pass by Dunn. It's intercepted by Wickersham. And
this might be
LaSalle
costly,
get
Ryan.
another opportunity. Trybinski. Nice move there. But great help defense by Nip Dobkin. Costly turnover there by St. Joe's Prep. We've seen it a couple times here today.
But it's just little moments, Ryan, that's really just been the factor. I mean, St. Joe's would have this game within 2, obviously, because Prince George didn't have that timeout, and potentially here as well. And, that could have been the play. It's just these little moments.
And now here's Malone. Here LaSalle. Their side is
they
loud.
want to see the score here.
Coach Prince Orm was barking out orders just a second ago, and LaSalle, Dom, they could possibly be trying to, just drain the clock. They're up by 3. The Prep only have 9 goals throughout this game. You might as well just try and drain as much time as you can. Have faith in your defense, one of the best defenses in the state. And now Wickersham has it. He has been effective here today, being the catalyst for this LaSalle offense. The Prep need a turnover. Cunningham on Wickersham. Great defense there. Trybinski trying to get inside. Shot. Nothing there. Keegan Dunn, great save. And the Prep come up with it. Once again, another dangerous pass. Got there by Nick Cunningham. The Prep, they got to go here. Here is Cush.
Let's see if they can reload and refire right away.
We'll see if they can do so. And now I believe that is Gaffney. Gets it to Duffy, loses it, and gets it back. The Prep, unfortunately for them now, they're going to have to reset. Duffy, nice move. Trying to find anybody. Gets it to Flynn. Not going to be able to get a shot, though. Here's Bieberbach back to Flynn. And this is a costly moment here for the Prep. You don't get a goal. What could possibly happen? Nick Labor going to come up offensively for St. Joe's Prep. You got to make sure to move quickly. Mason Morak also up for the Prep. Duffy out of the game. Here's Labor. Here's Flynn. Trying to get inside. Flynn using Labor's screen. Flynn, shot. Nothing there. That's going to go to LaSalle. No, it's actually going to stay with the Prep.
Interesting call there.
Quinn Gaffney able to make a play and keep it with St. Joe's Prep.
I don't think I would have expected that as well. I mean, I also wanted to mention all the Duffy chants as well. We heard
And here is Quinn Gaffney trying to get inside. Might have a shot here.
Go right at
he
it.
shoots. He misses that one. Oh, he's in the crease. In the crease. And you saw he was very disappointed with that one. And why wouldn't he be? That is costly. And Gaffney's now down. It looks like he is injured. And Quinn Gaffney currently injured here. And the timeout. It looks timeout here on the field. And yeah, A-Rod out there. We'll take a break here on WSJP. Hopefully Quinn Gaffney's okay. We'll be right back. We are back here on WSJP. Hopefully Quinn Gaffney's okay, walking out on his own power. And now LaSalle has it as he stepped in the crease.
We might see another pull to play here. I mean, I'm not sure.
And LaSalle in transition here. Not going to be able to get a shot. Gets it out to Trimbisky.
Why drain the clock? They want the dagger.
And here is Wickersham. Yeah, here they come. I don't think the Prep expected this. Wickersham shot. Great save again there by Keegan Dunn. A great game for Keegan Dunn. There is a reason Washington College wants him. And
saw Bierbach also congratulating him. Yeah, it was just great effort there. Everything there just well executed. It's only 3, Ryan.
Only 3 with just over 5 minutes remaining here on WSJP. Warak roll dodge from him. Gets it inside the labor. Not going to have a shot. Gets knocked out, and that is great defense there from LaSalle. Here is Mason Warak trying to get inside. Has a goal in this game. Can he add another? Warak not going to be able to find a shot. Falls down. Just gets it away.
That was probably smart as well.
And, yeah, the Prep are going to keep it. Trot Cush making sure there's no turnover. Bieberbach roll dodge from him. Great stick check there. Over to Flynn. Flynn, he's going to need a clutch goal to cut this 1-2.
You need it soon as well. You're under 5 minutes now.
Shot on goal by Labor. Nothing there, but it looks like Chris Bryan was close enough.
Already back there as well.
And the Prep, they need something here. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Mason Warak has it. Chris Bryan with the screen. Or pick, I guess I should say. And that is a bad pass.
Away.
The Prep fighting for it. And Dom Flynn tripped. And they're going to say Flynn was over the line with it. And they're going to give it to LaSalle. They're offsides. Now Dom Flynn injured here. And that is just a shame for St. Joe's Prep. We'll take a break here on WSJP. Once again, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're back here on WSJP. The bad news for St. Joe's Prep, Dom Flynn walking out, but two good things are he went out on his own power and that Quinn Gaffney is back in the game. But the kind of ultra bad news, the Prep are down 3 goals with 4:17 remaining in this game.
Yeah, Ryan, it's definitely a deficit. But I just think so far right now it's been just the LaSalle show. It really has been. And, obviously if you're a St. Joe's Prep fan, you're really just stunned right now. You're really like, where'd this go? You know what I mean? Where'd this go? But once again, as all the players were saying, we're looking ahead of ourselves right now. We're looking towards the bigger, more important games. And obviously, a win here still wouldn't hurt at all. But we'll see. How about Malone as well, playing with a brace, it looks like.
Yeah, G-Mani, he is.
G-Mani, he says again.
See the toughness from St. Joe's Prep here today. Or, I'm sorry, from LaSalle. Both teams, really, I guess you say.
Absolutely, both teams. Got to give all the credit.
Yeah. Here's Malone. Gets it again. And LaSalle, they're just going to hold it. If you're the Prep, Dom, would you play press defense here?
No, you're going to try to not injure your guys once again, Ryan. No,
Yeah,
there's no point. There's absolutely no point in trying to get injured. Still got 5-6 games left in the season as well.
Yeah, 100%.
This one's big, but obviously, as they say, it's not the biggest.
Courier, who's going to Mount St. Mary's.
Down in Emmitsburg.
Yeah. Dom, you got some connections there.
Obviously, it was just down there.
Right. And now, here comes Bastelar. Trying to get inside. Great defense there from Tommy Duffy. Going to go back out with it, but if you're LaSalle, you're in no rush. Here's Malone again.
Yeah, LaSalle looks like they're just playing practice now. They're playing what they always used to do.
Trubisky. Trying to just make anything work here. Great move there. Here's another shot on goal from Malone. Great save there by Keegan Dunn. For the Prep, you got to come up with this one.
Line.
Here comes Nick Cunningham. Look from behind. He's able to get away. And now Duffy to Cush. Here comes the Prep in transition.
Have to score right away. Got to get a shot off, Ryan.
Gaffney to Labor. Back to Gaffney.
Once again,
still
3.
Not able to get that shot.
Still 3, though. Still 3.
Chris Bryan in the game. No sign of Dom Flynn. Coach Prinshorn yelling out orders to Chris Bryan. Here's the Luke Bieberbach. For the Prep, you got to get a goal here.
And I'm giving it to Bieberbach.
And
3
he just
already.
Throws it away, and it will go to LaSalle.
Again, we're talking about turnovers here. That's got to be one of the first big mistakes of this game. The knots, this is where you got to figure out how can you tie the knots up. These mistakes here, how can you get over them?
And
this is when they're addressing as well. Here we go.
Great stick tech by Gaffney. The ball rolling.
That's going to flag right there.
Flag. Yep.
Who was that on? Luth?
And the Prep. One last shot.
Yeah, I think we could all tell that Kush got hit right into the face. That has to hurt a bit now. And that's why they wear helmets.
Yeah, definitely.
Uppercut right to the face. Right in front of us.
All right, and now to continue play here with just
let's see, Bieberbach probably wants 4.
Kush gets it to Warak, over to Labor, to Gaffney. Flynn, who's back in there. Bieberbach, got to get a shot off here, at least in the next few seconds. Warak gets to Labor.
He might be thinking about the face-offs and stuff right now.
Yeah. Gaffney, Labor, Warak, Bieberbach.
I wanted to shoot there.
Yeah, well, definitely wanted the shot. Flynn, back to Bieberbach. The Prep,
Flynn back in there.
You could tell the Prep want to shoot here. Kush loses it. Not going to be able to get it back, and LaSalle will get it, and that
might be the icing on the
that
cake
might
there,
be
Ryan.
the dagger.
Maybe not.
Bieberbach able to knock it away, and it bounces in the favor of Flynn. But here come LaSalle trying to get something done, and that is going to be an illegal stick check on Quinn Gaffney there. And a timeout called by LaSalle. We'll take a break here on WSJP. We will be right back. We're back here on WSJP for the final minute of coverage in this game. LaSalle, as much as we hate to say it, really hate to say it, that they have pretty much put the icing on the cake here. They have a 12-9 lead with 1:02 remaining in this one. And it looks like they probably will just hold it for the final minute of play. And the Prep, they're just going to have to do anything here. And a headbutt there from Drew Reeves. And Wickersham, nice stop and go. And
Well, there's a better question. There will be any classiness here, and I wonder if
yeah, the Prep
there are, if LaSalle obviously are up by much and slipped there.
and
Here
Keegan
comes
Dunn,
Dunn!
oh yeah! Get some entertainment to end this one. Keegan Dunn with the aggressiveness there. And 30 seconds remaining. This one is pretty much been put to bed. LaSalle.
Dunn's still out there,
Yeah,
though,
Dunn,
I'll tell you
yeah, I
that.
don't think he cares about giving up any more goals here. As
Yeah, the margin
Prep
is already
just-
big enough.
yeah, the Prep just trying to do anything. And it will go to St. Joe's Prep.
They need the Hail Mary.
Yeah,
If anything,
yeah, I
maybe they
mean,
want to score one.
This one is over in 3
3,
seconds
2.
here. 3, 2, 1, and that will do it from LaSalle College High School. LaSalle gets the win over St. Joe's Prep, 12-9, and the Prep will not end the losing streak. 11 straight losses to LaSalle.
Excuse me, Ryan. 18,
18,
actually.
oh my
18.
goodness, 18. I'm not
past
not
18
including
matches.
not including the playoffs. I'm trying to say.
That'd be
the
10.
11 straight. Well, yeah.
10 losses. You're good, Ryan. You're good. We'll
Whatever.
fix the stats. We'll fix the stats
No,
as
I was
always,
misinformed.
but
I was misinformed.
We'll
but
fix
nonetheless,
fix the stats.
I was misinformed. But anyway,
They kept them in 4, as I said, as well, Ryan. I was like, all right. So, again, both teams, they both got the grit. They both got it. And I said it would come down to stamina at the end. I
Yeah.
mean, still like that. LaSalle carried there. Unfortunate loss for St. Joe's, but once again, responses were, we'll see. And I see you there, right there, Ryan. Pull up the future games.
yeah.
You wanna
Well, just to
inform
highlight,
us?
just to highlight the schedule here, we'll continue with our week of coverage here on WSJP of St. Joe's Prep Sports. Our 4th day of coverage will come tomorrow when St. Joe's Prep Baseball takes on Archbishop Wood at 4 p.m. at FDR Park. Then on Saturday at the Salvation Army Kroc Center, St. Joe's Prep Lacrosse against Devon Prep. So the Prep, they're going to have to come back after this one, try to get a win there. Then next Monday, baseball at Archbishop Carroll. We once again will be pairing with Carroll Sports Media for that game. And then we continue with our lacrosse schedule next Tuesday, 7 p.m. at Penn Park against the Hill School, and then next Wednesday at Bonner Prendy for baseball, 4 p.m. All being covered here on WSJP. Dom, what an incredible game. We'll continue definitely going to continue to cover the great lacrosse team at St. Joe's Prep, and they possibly could have another opportunity to take down LaSalle if these two teams see each other in the PCL championship. We will be sure to notify the audience if and when that could happen. So yeah, Dom, anything else to say before we sign off for the night?
Just stay tuned for all updates here on WSJP, Instagram, Twitter, really anywhere you can find St. Joe's Prep and WSJP, all that sports right there. But obviously I'll be helping out. You know, Ryan is Anthony Sorge, Dom Schalk, the whole crew. Obviously shout out here. James Documental on camera,
Right.
Incredible job. Harsh sun and everything.
Yeah,
Just
the
going, weathering the
We-
elements out here.
Yes. From myself, Ryan Sullivan, my color analyst, Dom Campanaro, our incredible cameraman, James DeGiacomo, who's getting
Absolutely.
blinded out there by the sun today. Thank you to Mike Livingston of Carroll Sports Media for coming on our pregame show and Hawk Talk at the half. We will, from WSJP, we tell you to have a good night. Thank you.